90% of all millionaires are invested in real estate. The single statistic is more than enough to convince people to invest into real estate. And in this video, I'll break down why when it comes to residential real estate, multifamily is the best way to go. I'll break down 5 most important questions when it comes to residential multifamily investing. Why multifamilies? Where to find the best deals? How to determine it is the best deal, how to fund the deals, and how to rent them out at the highest price. Welcome back to the channel, everyone. And as some of you may know, I own 3 multifamilies myself with my girlfriend. I also helped my family to purchase a triplex that I managed for them. And we just helped my girlfriend's parents to purchase their multifamily as well. So just within the last year, I was part of 5 different multifamily transactions, either us or our families. And we're consistently looking for more. I would say on average, I analyze about 3 to 4 multifamily deals every single day. And I can tell you that the good deals that are out there, but they're kind of hard to find. So let's answer the questions I mentioned in the beginning. Why residential multifamily? Well, when people start investing in real estate, they do start most of the time with residential real estate. So it can be either single family homes or multifamily homes. Multifamily being anywhere between 2 to 4 units per house. A lot of people start looking at single family homes as their real estate investment, and single family homes are pretty good for flipping. I really like the idea of flipping single family homes. You advertise to families and things like that, so a lot of times those people, because they're not looking for the best deal, they're just looking for a place for their own home, they're willing to pay a little more. And in my opinion, that way of flipping compared to multifamily flipping might be a little bit easier. But when it comes to passive income, a lot of times single family homes, and I see this all the time, people are saying that if they can make $300 to $400 a door, then they're happy with their passive income. Obviously, $300 to $400 means clean after all the expenses, obviously after mortgage, vacancies, maintenance, and all the other good stuff. However, when it comes to multifamily, we are trying to average $700 a door. And even though it is a little bit difficult to find, it's absolutely possible. And every single deal that we've bought within the last year have follow that rule. And yes, even though when you buy a multifamily home, it's 2 kitchens at least, right? So if it's a duplex, there's multiple bathrooms and things like that. So when it comes to inside of the house, the maintenance is a little more than if you just bought a single family home. However, when it comes to outside of the house, it's only 1 lawn to be cut, it's only 1 roof to be taken care of, and things like that. So it's a little bit less maintenance, in my opinion, than comparing if you had 2 single family homes. The short answer to why multifamily is more income, less maintenance. Next question is the big question that a lot of people would ask: where to find the deals. Finding a property that will net you $700 a door is not easy, especially in the current market conditions. When I'm recording this, the interest rates are over 7%. So if you're purchasing not cash, and if you're actually purchasing with a loan, either conventional or DSCR loans or any other type of loans that you could acquire, it's going to be over 7% at least. There's sometimes even higher. So where do normally people find the multifamily deals? A lot of times people go to the market, right? So Zillow, MLS, and all the other online postings. And in general, that's not a bad way to find deals, but you will not find the best deals that way unless you have a realtor that has connections and then maybe can get you pocket listings, so listings that before they come out on MLS. Unless it's that, a lot of times it's hard to get that net $700 per door, at least $700 per door. It's kind of hard to get that on the market because you have a bigger competition. You have people that are actually looking to buy the house, live in 1 unit and rent the other. They're not considering that, as a full 100% investment. They're actually looking at it at home as well. Those people are willing to overpay a little more than you would if you're just looking at it as an investment. So yes, I think it's possible to do it on market. You just have to have a realtor, or you have to know how to negotiate with sellers and with real estate agents on the seller side. You can offer cash, you can offer pay their closing costs, you can offer quick close and stuff like that. So things that wholesalers do off market, you can try to do it on market as well. And sometimes it would work. I've seen people get good deals on the market. You just have to have your financing ready. A lot of times you won't be able to do a conventional loan that takes a month and a half to close. A lot of times you won't be able to do that. You're gonna have to do a cash or hard money loan that will be able to close in 2 to 3 weeks, because that helps you have leverage in the situation, especially if the seller is very motivated. The only other way you can find deals is through wholesalers or marketing yourself to off-market deals. You know, you could be cold calling, cold texting, you could be sending direct mails to multifamily deals off-market. That's a good way to go about it as well. It does take time and takes money. So you have to understand that your investment will eventually pay off if you're consistent, but it will require initial investment. When comparing to Zillow or MLS, you don't have to have initial investment because the realtor will just work for you and they'll find the deals that are already posted. You can also, like I mentioned, work with wholesalers. There are a lot of wholesalers out there that do multifamily properties. However, you gotta make sure the wholesaler you are working with knows what they're doing. They're not lying to you. It's not a daisy chain and all that stuff. It's just a little bit less complicated when it's a wholesaler that's directed to the seller, and that's a much easier transaction than if it would be a seller, wholesaler, 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 and then you as a buyer. The way I find deals is that I'm marketing myself, but I'm also a wholesaler, so I actually have all the systems set up, and I might as well use it for my own advantage as well when it comes to buying myself. And that's what I've been doing for the past year. I've been buying myself, and for our families, I've been able to find good deals off market. So what is considered a good deal in multifamily? I think the answer to this could be very subjective because everyone has their own opinion on what they want in return for their money. So, you know, depending on how much you invested in it, are you gonna go and house hack and you're gonna buy a 3.5% down house and you're gonna live in one unit and rent the other, and your mortgage is gonna be close to nothing? And if that's the case, most of the time your return on investment on your cash is gonna be fantastic. What we're looking for, and I've mentioned this multiple times before, is that we're looking for $700 a door after mortgage, taxes, insurance, maintenance, and vacancies. We look to be in an area that's considered a B- or C+. I don't like to be in the C- areas because, I mean, it's a little bit pushing it in my opinion, but C+, B- is where you can still find good deals. I don't really like to purchase in an A area. Actually, my parents have purchased in the A area, and that was a fantastic deal. To find a 1% return back in the day, that was like a year ago when the rates were still not horrible, to find a 1% return on your property. So what I mean by 1% rule is that 1% of the purchase price, so let's say your purchase price is $500,000, has to be equal to the gross monthly rent. So let's say you have a $500,000 purchase price, 1% of that is $5,000. So as long as your rent's equal to $5,000 gross, not net of course, this can be considered a good deal. However, now with the rates that they are, it's harder to get those returns in that kind of area. So I think you have to adjust as the time comes, and that's what we've been doing. The fourth question is obviously after you fund the deal is like, how do I buy it? How do I fund the deal? Of course, if you have unlimited amount of cash in your bank account right now, I want you to skip this part, you can go to the next one. But I know 99% of us, 99.9% of us don't have that luxury. So we actually have to figure it out every single time when we buy the deal, like how we're gonna fund it and how does this make sense and what's the best way to fund it. I'll give you a couple options that we have utilized that I think are the best options. Number one, FHA loan. If you can house hack, and I know a lot of people talk about it, but if you can find a multifamily property where you can live in one unit and rent the others, and it can be 2 or 3, even 4 units, then this will be so beneficial for you because your return on your cash investment, because you're only putting 3.5% down, your return on your cash investment is going to be fantastic. You're not going to get those returns on cash investment when you go conventional or investment loans. Another option would be to go with a conventional loan. Right now, conventional loans, even for a duplex, is 25% down. As you can see, it's a big jump from 3.5%. So it requires a lot of more money down. However, your returns when it comes to your monthly cash flow, not cash on cash return, but your monthly cash flow is going to be bigger than it is with the FHA because obviously you have put down a lot of more money. So the loan amount is smaller. So your monthly mortgage that you're paying is going to be smaller as well. Conventional financing is pretty easy to come by. As long as you have a good mortgage broker on your side, you'll be able to get conventional finance without too much complications. Another option is that you can actually purchase with a 20% down with investment loans. They're considered DSCR loans. There are some other loans options like bank statement loans and things like that, but they're just different names for pretty much the same idea. Is that depends on your income with what kind of loan your mortgage broker should be suggesting to you. If you go DSCR loan, hard money lenders have those loans a lot of times, and they're not too bad. You know, you can get 20% down, but your interest rate is going to be higher compared to a conventional loan. So that's something you have to keep in mind. Yes, you're putting down less money, but your interest rate, so it means your monthly mortgage payment is going to be higher. So those are kind of like two options that you have to see what makes sense. However, there are some options that I have seen, like there's certain loan options called 6-1 ARM and things like that, that do have lower interest rates. So again, it's very important to have a good mortgage broker on your side so then you can shop around and see what option works the best for you. So, and obviously the next question is that how do I rent out? So let's say you purchase the property, how do you rent it out for the highest price possible? Our normal procedure after we purchase the property is to update the property and rent it out. A lot of times the things that I like to do is that if the property allows, I want to make sure that we can allow pets, so we try to put pet-proof flooring, you know, luxury vinyl plank or tile or things like that, no carpet. So because when you allow pets, a lot of times, especially in Florida, I feel like we get a lot more applications than we do if we don't allow pets. You try to make your property as much as tenant-proof as possible, right? So you don't want to make too much additions because things can break easily. So you want to make sure it's nice, but it's not a flip. You don't need to invest too much money into it. As long as it looks decent, you know, maybe refurbish the cabinets, don't replace the cabinets. You know, like I said, put vinyl plank down, don't put like more expensive flooring down. Buy used, good condition used appliances instead of purchasing new appliances. What's the point of purchasing new appliances? You know, I've had people have new appliances. Honestly, no renter ever cared that this is new appliance or used appliance. As long as the property is in clean condition when you're showing it and the appliances are in good condition and they're clean, a lot of times people don't care. You can save yourself a lot of money that way. You have to make sure you're listing your property everywhere. Zillow, Avail posts to a lot of different websites. You can post it on Facebook Marketplace. Those are the top 3 that we post on and get all of our tenants in. Sometimes it might be a good thing to post a for rent sign in front of the property. The difference there is that a lot of times you're gonna get calls from people that are not too qualified, unfortunately. Especially if you're not in the best area, if you're in that C+, B- area, well, B- maybe not, but C+ area. You don't want to put a for rent sign. And the reason behind that is that there's people called squatters that just like to go into empty properties and claim them to be their own. Yeah, it's very interesting how that works in America. So yes, they can just go into your property and say that that's their property. You know, if they put an electric or water bill in their name, it's going to be so pain in the butt to kick them out. So you really don't want to show to people that it's a vacant property in those kind of areas. If you're in an A+, even B+, even B area, a lot of times that's not going to happen. So you just kind of have to assess what kind of area you're in and if it makes sense to put a for rent sign. So in my opinion, those are the top 5 questions that people ask when they're purchasing multifamily properties. And those are my tips to you, the things that I have done over the last year to be able to get the most lucrative multifamily deals. Please reach out to me over comments down below or my Instagram page that is in the description if you have any other questions about this. I'm happy to help everyone that reaches out. And as always,